Hey guys, Chris again. Coming in with a comparison this time, almost a duel. The Steinhart Ocean Vintage Military and the Ginault Ocean Rover. As all of you guys and girls know, these are both Rolex homages. Different tiers, of course. One, the Ginault is a little more luxury level, I guess you could say. And the Steinhart is a little more on the affordable side. But we'll get to that here in a little bit. My categories here, you can see over here on my paper I wrote the movement, aesthetics, the X factor, the brand history, durability, like homage, like correctness. I didn't have enough room to write the correctness on there. Build quality, versatility, value, and collectability. And then we'll have a grand total out of 100 points down there on the end. I'll show you the chart here after. But as far as movement is concerned, I gave the Ginault a 9 out of 10 and the Steinhart a 10 out of 10 because the Steinhart comes in right under 500 bucks and still utilizes the ETA 2824 movement, whereas the Ginault is a direct copy, but that direct copy is just as accurate as any ETA I've had. I've got plenty of watches with the ETA movement in it, and it's almost exactly the same, acts the same, at least to me anyways. So the Steinhart got a 10 on that category and a 9 for the Ginault. Aesthetics goes to the Ginault with a 10 out of 10. I mean, this thing is just, look at the finishing on this. It comes with that glide lock clasp. Almost correct. Almost right down to the T. And also with that blue and gold bezel, I feel like it gives it that little more added pop to it. And of course, you know, the red lollipop hand down there, I think is kind of cool. Whereas like the Steinhart is just a little more plain, which is supposed to be, I mean, it's meant to look that way after that famous British issued Rolex. And the clasp and everything is not as good as the Ginault clasp, but you kind of expect that at $500. You kind of have to do a little give and take when it comes to prices. Just like I think you have to do a little give and take on the movement, I guess. Like where, you know, they went with the ETA clone and Steinhart went with the ETA movement. But I feel like at this price range, the ETA movement should be at least ETA movement, possibly Solida movement, but they do everything in-house there at Ginault. So like I said, the Steiny gets a 9 out of 10 and Ginault gets a 10 out of 10 on the aesthetics. The X factor also kind of plays into the aesthetics of it, and I feel like the Ginault has that little tiny bit more of an X factor over here. Like I said, that blue bezel, that blue and gold bezel there. So the Ginault gets a 9, and the Steinhart to me is a little on the plain side, but it looks great though. So I gave it a 7 out of 10 on that. Excuse me guys, I'm still getting over cold. And as far as brand history goes, both these brands are fairly new to the game. Steinhart's been making homages for a lot longer than Ginault has, but Ginault has stepped up their game in the short time that they've been doing it, and they're kind of a divisive topic. Both these pieces kind of are, because, you know, they're either love it or hate it. A lot of people don't like homages, but I'm not against them. I mean, not everybody can go out and spend $8,000 on a Rolex Submariner, so I mean, this is the next best thing. So as far as brand history is concerned, I gave the Ginault an 8 out of 10 and the Steinhart a 9 out of 10. Like I said, the Steinhart's just been around a little bit longer than the Ginault, but Ginault is quickly coming up and stepping up in the game, and they are getting widely known in the industry. I can't wait to see what else they do, if their quality is anything like the quality on this. And like I said, I'm really initially impressed with the Steinhart, because for 500 bucks, this is a lot to watch, guys. Durability, they both get a 10 out of 10 in that category, because I feel like the ETA movement and the clone of the ETA movement are going to be easy to resurface. The ETA movement is classic. Like I said, you can't go wrong with it. Like and the copy, I'm sure is probably just as good. I mean, I've never had any issues with mine since I've had it about 4 or 5 months now, and I've never had an issue with the clone of the added movement. So I give it a 10 out of 10 also for durability, and I've worn this to work and everything else, and as you can see, it's almost still really highly polished. And as far as the homage correctness is concerned, I gave the Ginault a 10 out of 10 and the Steinhart a 9 out of 10. Only reason being is because the Ginault is more correct to the Submariner size at 40 millimeter, whereas this is 39 millimeter, not quite as the same size as the real homage that's supposed to be. And then for the build quality, I gave the Ginault a 10 out of 10 and the Steinhart a 8 out of 10, where the Ginault shines over the Steinhart, of course, as mentioned. The build quality, it's got that glide lock clasp down here that, just like on the real Rolex, like a real Submariner would have. And the finishing and fit on the Ginault is definitely way better, I think, than on the Steinhart. But again, for $500, this is a lot of watch. And then for versatility, I give the Ginault an 8 out of 10. Only because the straps, the bracelets are so hard to change straps on these. And that blue and gold bezel, whereas aesthetic wise it looks cool, it won't go with as much as the Steinhart. Well, this Steinhart is a strap monster. It can go with anything you put it on. So I give the versatility points to Steinhart. Then for the value, I give them both a 9 out of 9 because in their respective categories, for the price, what you get and what you don't get, I feel like they kind of equal each other out. Which, if you can't quite get the Ginault, then go for the Steinhart. There's nothing wrong with that because, like I said, you get a lot of watch for $500. And then collectability, I give them both a 10 out of 10. Only because, like I mentioned earlier, Ginault is coming up in the industry and they're working on more things. And I can't wait to see what they're going to do. And these resell, I think, still for like $700, $800 if you see them resell for. So pretty close to their value, not bad for an homage. And the collectability on the Steinhart, they have, as you guys know, all kind of different models. They have the GMT, they've done homages of the Rolexes for a couple years now. Like I said, they have all kind of different ones. Plus they also have their own kind of thing that they've been working on. And then for the total, the Ginault gets a 93 out of 100, whereas the Steinhart gets a 91 out of 100, so it was a pretty close battle. I kind of figured it was going to be close because, like I said, I was really thoroughly impressed with the Steinhart whenever I first got it. And from my buddy Sam, and Sam, I appreciate you sending this in again. Like I said, this is a killer piece at $500. You can't go wrong with this. But then again, at $1,200, you can't really go wrong with the Ginault either, because like I said, a lot of guys use them if they have I've talked to guys on the forums, they have a real Rolex and they use the Ginault kind of as a beater watch. And this is also a lot of guys higher end piece. Like I said, everybody's got different budgets. And then if you can't quite go for the Ginault, go for the Steinhart. Last I saw, they still had these on Ginault, and this is a Ginault exclusive right here. So it's a limited number, but you can probably still find these on the secondhand market, not at a bad price. Alright guys, so let me know what you think. Peace.